Hello, everyone. How are you doing today? Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday to each and every last one of you guys on today. I told you guys we're going to have us a nice little chat. So today we're going to talk about adultery. Okay? We're going to talk about it. All right. We got another like 2 paragraphs or so, and we're just going to talk about adultery. Now, I I don't know. Maybe this could be a good topic. I mean, for anybody, whether or not if you're married or not married, kind of maybe it'll give you a little bit more something to kind of just see if you prepare for. Are you ready for it? Are you in the state of mind to just be committed, dedicated, okay, to one individual? All right. That's a strong question I think you should have to ask yourself. Am I ready? Am I ready to commit, submit, settle down with one? Okay. Now let's read the 2 little paragraphs and we're going to go into a little discussion about it, okay? It says, any way you look at it, adultery's ugly, okay? And just in case you're wondering, I am not talking about the studio albums that bands like Do Re Mi and Dog Fashion Disco have released titled Adultery. The kind I am talking about is epidemic. It's everywhere. Politicians are doing it. Superstars, athletes, celebs, and even pastors are hooking up with someone other than their wife, their spouse. Even regular people living ordinary lives are caught up in this sinkhole of passion. It's hard to believe, but adultery is actually illegal in some places on the planet. Unfortunately, way too many families have been broken because a spouse willingly got involved in extramarital sex with someone. Lots of people say it's because they want to be happy. But this kind of happiness doesn't last because the Most High is the one who designed the relationship between a husband and a wife. He has got some pretty strong stuff to say about sex that interferes with marriage relations. If we take his advice seriously, it will help us keep us from experiencing the guilt-ridden pain of a future broken marriage. The Most High Word can also lend a hand in mending your broken heart if your family has been scattered by disloyalty. It's all about deciding whether you want the Most High's best. Okay? So we do know that the Bible do speaks about marriage, the laws of marriage. Okay? Now, Spirit itself really gave you an example of a marriage in the beginning, in Genesis, with Adam and Eve. Okay? Although it was no paperwork in that midst, it was a vow, word of mouth, okay, that was somewhat committed between the two. Okay? Now, marriage, I feel, in my opinion, if nothing more, a symbol of a ring, okay, should be good enough. But, because of the world we live in, man wants you to even put it in paper, okay? documented, okay? Which is, I feel, is only another extra way for them to get in other people's business, okay? It says it's a sacred union, okay, between husband and wife. So, which brings me to, why isn't a need for anybody to marry you when the Most High is the one that's putting you together? The Most High should be the one that joins you together, not man. Okay? I think it would be just as more lawful to come together as a union under the covenants of the Most High. Okay? Under the covenants of the Most High. And repeat those vows, not only to yourselves, but unto Him. Okay? Now that's the way I feel marriages were meant to be. You know, He never told us we need a mediator to be married, but that's man's way. Okay? And then it done got to the point now people done become so spoiled. You know, they always want to put others in the midst of their affairs when these people don't have no place when it comes to our relationship, our home. Okay? But people done got so spoiled, they'll run to them real quick. And then you get mad when the court decide against you that y'all have to do co-parenting. You got to pay alimony. You got to pay child support. You know? Why you need somebody to decide those things for you? Why you can't just be logical and use common sense? If that man had that house before you moved in that house, then that man should keep his house when you move out that house. But now they got a lot of women so spoiled. They think they supposed to own everything just because they lay down, get pregnant, have a baby. Oh, now the world belongs to me. I mean, where's the balance? And then you're looking at the fathers like the fathers ain't good enough. Hey, the father is the one who had ownership of the house even before he met that woman. But now he got to lose his house only because he done dedicated some time to marry somebody to bring in his house. Y'all see how jacked up things can be? And then you have fathers today, they'll go put themselves on child support, but then get treated like mess, can't even have visitation. And that's okay. Y'all see how twisted things are? But Spirit said adultery is wrong because, see, all those areas right there can be some of those main triggers, main targets that brings on adultery. Okay? That's why you really need to ask yourself, am I really ready for this? Is this what I really want? Y'all hear me talking about a notebook a lot, especially when it comes to personal things. Okay? It's good to write down problems, the cause, the effects of things. Okay? And when you write these things down, you will have something that you can really literally see. Okay? And when you writing it from yourself, not only are you being committed to yourself, but you're being committed to the universe. Because one thing about the universe, they see all, they know all. And even if you backslide or mess up, you're going to have enough strength within you to correct it. Not lie about it and keep on building those faults, stacking them up constantly on top of each other. What I see right now in society, people just don't cherish marriages anymore. They treat it like it's a game. They treat it like it's a game. They don't take it serious. They don't hold the vows. Some people these days can't even make it a year. They can't even make it a year. I was married once, but less than 90 days, I was getting a divorce. Because I was like, no, I'm better than this. I'm worth more than this. I'm worth a hell of a lot more than this. And what really got me, that was why I say on and off, I'm going to tell about my life. I want people to see where I'm coming from on certain things. Because, see, the guy that I ended up marrying for the first time, I actually met him while he was in prison. Okay? I met him while he was in prison. And me and him talked on the phone for over a year. All right? Helped him out. Did things for him. Went to visits when I can. But I be darned, when he got out, his flesh was eager. Okay? But you didn't think about the person that had your back, held you down for that last year of you being there. So I filed for divorce because I know what I'm going to put up with and what I'm not going to put up with. And then if a man feel like I'm just that less to them, don't be with me. Especially don't play with me. It was best for us to go on and separate before one of us ended up really getting ourselves in some mess. You know. And plus at that time when I met him, I didn't give a damn. Do you hear me? I would have took that man out real quick. So it was best for me to let that man go on by his business. Okay? And I grew from that. I grew from that. Okay? Look past that. Because, see, I said the next time, I'm going to wait on Most High. You know, something was kind of telling me, hey, this ain't what you really want. But at that time, I wasn't following, my intuition like I used to. I really wasn't following because during that time, I was kind of wanting to kind of like look over things, I'll look over some certain things and I'll be like, maybe it'll get better. He have been locked up for so many years. Maybe it'll get better. Okay. But it didn't get better. And the sad part about it, I don't like being childish, especially when I'm grown. Now, I do have my fun, but it's a time to have fun. It's a time to be serious. Okay? And when I'm serious, I'm just that. I'm serious. And don't play me when I'm serious. Don't degrade me when I'm serious about something. Your heart needs to be matching my heart when I'm talking about this relationship. Your heart needs to feel what I'm feeling when I'm talking about this relationship. And if your heart can't match my heart, I don't need you. Vice versa. If it can't work like that, you don't need that person. So that's why you really need to know where your mind is at when it comes to this. Because it's sad how people play with marriages now. And you thinking you're not going to be held accountable to that. You don't spoke a vow. You don't spoke a vow out of your mouth. And a part of me really feel like it's how people are getting married. That's why a lot of these marriages don't work. Because half of the preachers that call themselves marrying you ain't nothing but hypocrites themselves. How you gonna let a hypocrite pastor marry you? How you gonna let a warlock marry you? How you gonna let a fallen angel marry you? You don't think about that. And y'all think that's gonna last? See, that's another thing. That's another factor when it comes to marriages. Nobody never look at those things though. They think just because me and my family, we done went to church for 52 years and we done served under this pastor. He done married everybody in my family and everybody in your family done got a divorce and remarried for the third, fourth, fifth time. And you still gonna go under that same pastor and let that same person marry you. And just because you make it over 5 years, okay, that's all good. About 6 years, here you go. Now here y'all go getting divorced. Everybody this man done married in y'all family done been divorced, remarried multiple times, some of them. Y'all don't see, I think that's a red flag. Y'all, but people don't look at those little things like that. They don't look at it. I done seen many preachers. I know they warlocks. I know they fallen angels. I know they homosexuals. I know they are themselves adulterers. And I don't even have to be around. But I can call them out. And then every time something end up coming up or they getting caught up, I be like, well, Spirit, you don't confirm it. I already seen it. See, those are some things you need to be considering as well, peoples. A lot of y'all wasting time spending these money at the counselors, going to these counselors. These counselors don't know you from A, B, C, or D and can't even take care of their own home, but trying to sit there and counsel you about your home. And y'all go and try to work on a marriage. The Most High, he has no problem with forgiveness. Okay? He don't have no problem with forgiveness. Look at all the many examples that's in the Bible. Look how many of those people that really have done some wrong things, but yet and still, the Most High forgave them. And they still didn't come under his wing after he forgave them. Look at Laban. Look at Moses. Look at Abraham. All of them fell from the way. Manasseh, they fell from the way. They fell from their way. They followed man. just like this whole world follow man. So let's look at the Bible verse that we have here. We're going to start with just the first one. It says, Proverbs 6:32. It says, but a man who commit adultery has no sense. Whoever does so destroys himself. So this saying the man that commits adultery have no sense. Okay? Whoever does so destroys himself. Now, key word here. It said man, right? Now, why would this man who commit adultery have no sense? How would you think why you think they would say that man have no sense? Because it said man. It could have easily said woman, but in this Bible verse, it's utilizing man. He's saying this man have no sense because he committed that adultery against who? The Most High. Why he committed that adultery against the Most High? Because of that seed of that woman. Because that woman is the source to the Most High for that man. He committed on the most powerful help that he could have. Okay. He committed that adultery against the Most High. And it says here, whoever does so destroys himself. Anytime men's in marriages, because see, people, this world have you twisted up, making you think that it's man, the strongest vessel. But the man is not the strongest vessel. We as women are the strongest vessel for any foundation, including marriage. Okay? We are the strongest vessels. We are the next link to the Most High. Not man. Not man. Just like Mary. Everybody won't give Jesus a lot of credit. They kind of don't give Mary her credit, but Mary was the connection to the divine for that child to be birthed. If it wasn't for Mary, Jesus wouldn't have been here. And if it wasn't for the Most High choosing her, she wouldn't have been known. All that happened through the Most High. It happened from the woman, then the child. It happened from source to the woman to the child. It just like a marriage. It happened from the source, the wife, to the husband. But we always say the man is the head. The man is the head out of respect. That's it. Out of respect from that godly wife that he has. Because she know who she is. She should. If she don't, she should know. She is biologically the head. But out of respect, she put her husband there. Okay? Because, see, that's how the Father raised us. It's in the Word as well. And since it's there, we will acknowledge it. Because our Father, He's our head keystone to life. Okay? Now let's do another one. Let's go to Hebrew 13:4. It says, let marriage be held in honor among all, and let the marriage bed be undefiled. For the Most High will judge the sexual immoral and adulterous. Okay? It says, let marriage be held in honor among all. Okay? Now, it says, let it be honored among all. Maybe that's why they do the wedding ceremonies. Okay? But I can go right now, right out of in my yard. Anybody that's out there, welcome to come and stand, look, okay? I don't have to send no invitations for nobody to come because, see, I'm under the open heavens, under the Most High covenant, giving a vow face to face to my husband to be. I ain't got to hide and go in no church. I ain't got to go rent nothing. I don't have to go pay no courthouse. It's out there. Okay? And then it says here, and let the marriage bed be undefiled. Me, nobody else be in my bed but me and my husband. Okay? For God will judge the sexual immoral and adulterous. Plain and simple. Like I said earlier, either way it go, I mean, we're going to have to be held accountable. Okay? Let's go to the last one here. It's First Theologian 4:7. Okay? It says, for God has not called us for impurity, but in holiness. Okay? It says, for God has not called us for impurity, but in holiness. Okay? Kind of like how I live my life. You know, people think because the music I do or the lifestyle I live, how I do things, okay, people will look at me as being impure, okay, because I like to dance sometime, okay, because I like to listen to my music, okay, may smoke me a cigarette or something every now and then or whatever I do. They'll look at that as being impure, but they don't look at my heart of holiness, though. They don't see that. They don't see that I'll help you even if it's pouring down rain outside and you need a flat tire and you need a jack, you need some help lifting. I'll sit out there and get wet with you, help you lift that car up, jack that car up, change that tire, make sure all the lugs on tight so that you can drive off safe and get home. They don't look at that. They don't look at the fact that I'll come in the house even if I ain't think about cooking. But you come up to my door, ask me, can you have something to eat? If I don't have a sandwich, I'll go over there and go to that stove and cook you a meal. They don't see that though. But they see the impureness. They don't see the holiness. You see what I'm saying? And that's really what Spirit's saying right here. It ain't no different. It said God has not called us for impurity. Okay? He ain't called us about, he ain't talking about nothing we do on this world. He want to know about the heart. And that's where the holiness come in at. The holiness is in your heart. Ain't about you got to stop drinking. You can't go to no club. You can't wear dresses no more. You can't dance no more. You know, it ain't about that. It ain't about that. If it was about that, this would be a darn perfect world if it was. We wouldn't need no police. We don't need no government. We don't need no president. Because if you living that upright, what you need leadership for? Okay. So But yeah, we have to get to that point to see, you really need to question yourself. Y'all really need to think. I know some people, I be seeing some of these shows, some of these people be together weeks and go to the courthouse to get married. Some of it be less than 6 months, don't plan a whole big wedding. And then half of the ones that do, some of them this day, baby, they even put spell work on you to get you to fall in love with you. That's just how low some people really get. They want to keep on doing black magic on you to keep you in a relationship. So yeah, that's something, I really have noticed, people just don't take marriage as serious, and when they do last, a lot of them people just really know how to really be grown about their marriage. They don't have family in the midst. They don't have a whole lot of friends in their midst. They know how to balance out their schedule where everybody is happy, satisfied. You putting in that equal time, okay? Working and building to the point where instead of y'all going out working for corporate America, y'all building up a master plan where now y'all can build on working on something together so you can come up out of this system, okay, and build, okay, lining up with spirit, how spirit wants you to live, okay, until a lot of these laws and policies change to start lining up with spirit, so people won't be having to feel like they being deprived because they want to get in perfect alignment with spirit versus this beast system versus man, politics, and governments. Even marriages should have, people should have a say how they want to do their marriage. How can corrupted judges, all these corrupted judges, put their mouth on somebody's marriage? It got the balance. If I don't feel comfortable, if I'm spiritually inclined, and I know this judge is dark, this judge got some hidden things that society don't know about it, but spirit showed me about this man. You think I want him to speak on my behalf? You think they got that much authority to tell me you have to do this? No. Things gonna have to change. It's gonna have to change how they got a lot of this stuff, because spiritual peoples are not gonna stay in the mindset of feeling like we got to go through life with all these mediators and neglecting the one that we truly serve. I know I'm getting a little off track, but I'm following spirit. We got to get a lot of these mediators out of our relationship, out of our homes. A lot of these masculines today, a lot of these women's today is stress. Stress, not happy, don't know how to deal with pressures of life. Don't know how to face difficult times. Don't know how to work through solutions. Only thing they know is running to another sex. Running to another sex. They're running to, for what? When it ain't gonna last long. I don't know what made people think they have to be so thirsty for sex. That's why I feel like a lot of people are using a lot of spell work in this world. Because there ain't nobody gonna be that thirsty for no sex. Unless something is being done to make that person feel like they just got to have some sex. Sex ain't all that. And if it is, you probably need to really check yourself. See what's going on with you. Where your mind at? Is this something you've been dealing with since you've been young? Was you molested when you was older? Okay. Something had to trigger. Something had to happen that you never took care of. You never got over it. You never healed from it. Because nobody has to have a need for sex like that. Nobody. Especially if you're married. If you're married, you shouldn't even have no need to go out. Step outside your home. Everybody looking, grown people looking for an excuse to throw tantrums just to get outside of the house. See, that's why you need it. We need to, what is it? A self-check. Okay. Time for a self-check. You know. So that was on adultery, you guys. We talked about adultery today. So yeah, be mindful. And this book was right. We see a lot of that on TV. But that was one thing, y'all, when I was young, that was like one of the first things I caught here for cause my family members used to love watching soap operas. Y'all know that was like the first thing I really caught wind of when I started just sitting around watching soap operas with my mom, my dad, my uncles or aunties. If I go to their house, they watching it too. So that was like one of the first things I picked up on. How none of the people never stayed with their husband or wife, no time. Every month, somebody was having an affair with somebody else on them soap operas. And I caught it so quick. And I was like, man, she was just with that one. Now she with this. Girl had them women looking like stray holes on them. I'm just being honest. Baby, they had those soap opera characters looking like stray holes. Home wreckers. Do you hear me? So yeah, and then I really think that could have been some of the seed that was planted too in this soil of the world, because of the simple fact reason. It's like by the 90s, it was like that's all I used to hear: divorce. And in the hometown we lived in, they'll put it in the newspaper, y'all. They'll put who getting married, who gave birth, all that. And I don't care how much public information they want to say out there. Put some public information out there when it comes to all the stolen land. Put that information in y'all newspaper so we can go and get our land back. How about sharing that? Put that in the paper so we can go get our land back. But yeah, as I was saying, they put in there who get married, who giving birth, who didn't pay their land taxes. Really? Really? It's just that serious. But yeah. And baby, it was like every time I picked up a newspaper, y'all, it was like the divorce line was just getting longer and longer and longer and longer. And the marriage side was getting less and less and less. I think that's why a lot of people just deal with the common law marriage now. Because really a lot of people that deal with the common law, them people right there, they know the right way spirit meant for us to be married. And tell you the truth, some of them common law relationships, y'all, I know people been in common law marriage for 20 years, 30 years, 18 years. Like, serious. People in them common law marriages, them marriages, I'm going to call it a marriage. I'm going to call it just that. Baby, they last. That right there should tell some people something. But these one that run these judges, running these pastors as they mediators, them marriages do not last. They don't last. Because it was done out of order, for one. It was done out of order. Anything that's done out of order, you really can't expect it to last. You can't. You can't expect something to last when it wasn't done in order. That's why this country is finna fall slowly but surely because of how they did it. They went and took and stole stuff from people and claimed for themselves. And that's why it's finna start knocking down little by little, sections by sections. You don't come up here and stole people, don't drove people out of their land, stole it, claimed it, and then you want people to come back and pay money for stuff that already belonged to them. I know I'm off subject, y'all, but I'm following spirit. Because see, your ownership got a lot to do with when it comes to marriages. That's your property, your possessions. So that's why things gonna have to change. Okay? So I don't wanna hold you guys. Like I said, I felt that was gonna be an interesting one. But yeah, be mindful when it comes to these marriages, y'all. Make sure y'all know each other inside out. Don't hold no secrets back. Put it all out there. And then let that person feel like if that's something they want to commit to, or you are somebody that they can see a long-term life with. Give them that option.